The new movie which is coming out is the Ark of Truth. It is the continuation, conclusion of the Ori storyline, which was the primary storyline of the last 2 seasons of Stargate SG-1.
Oh. That didn't sound like you read it.
I didn't, and there's nothing out there.
By the success of Stargate SG-1 and the fact that it spawned a spinoff as well.
Well, I think, going into it, we knew we had a certain commitment going in, and I think in the grandest scheme of things, I think what we always hoped for was that we would go 5 years and then hopefully start doing movies. I believe that was our original master plan. And then when we just kept airing and we switched to a new network and became even more popular, I think that took all of us by surprise. I mean, just as performers, to be on anything that runs as long as this, I mean, you've got to be surprised and thankful for that. You know?
Took me by surprise, but I wasn't on the show then.
Well, that's tough. Well, that's the thing. Before you were on, we were on for 8 years.
I was on the other show.
Only took you 2 years to kill it.
Then I wanted to ask you, because you've been part of another strong series, Farscape, and to be associated with these 2 very strong sci-fi shows, it's almost kind of surreal to be part of 2 home runs at the same time, right?
It's odd, and I do get the comment. I had a nephew say, "Uncle Ben, what is it with you and wormholes?" I had to process that, but you're always doing blue wormholes, Uncle Ben. It was a great privilege to come on to the show after 8 years. They obviously knew what they were doing, and I just got to come on and have fun.
And the great thing about Ben is. Me and the sidekick over here, we have, or maybe I'm the sidekick, actually. We're a tough crowd. Our whole cast and crew is so tight. And when Ben came on, there was,
who does he think he is?
Well, no, I was going to say whose is bigger, and I'm talking ego, of course. But it was what's wrong with that?
Nothing.
But it was great, though. I mean, he's. I mean, as you can see, he fit right in, and we're all kind of athletes. Our background is athletics, and that breeds a certain sort of sense of humor. It breeds a certain sort of camaraderie, but also a certain a work ethic, and which I had completely lost. But when Browder came on, it did breathe a breath of fresh air into the show, and I really think our last few years were some of the best that we had.
Do you think the network, Sci-Fi Channel, treated you guys with the respect that you guys deserved because you were such a long-running show?
Okay, I won't answer that one.
It's hard to say. I mean, whenever you get canceled, there's always a sour taste in the mouth. But at the same time, we had a great run on the network, and they were very good to us when we were there. So, we have tremendous respect for what they did to the show, and how after not a lot of networks are willing to take on a 5-year-old show and carry on with it as well as they have, and as well as air the spinoff. So. We think at the end of the day we're very happy with our relationship with the Sci-Fi Network, and they did a lot of great things for us.
Wow, bully for you.
Yeah.
You should be a politician.
Smell me.
Over 200 episodes of this show. For sci-fi shows, most of them are lucky if they hit 100. What was it about Stargate SG-1 that made it such a strong series?
Well, I think a lot of it great stories, and it's something that families could watch together. We found that very quickly, how far we could push the envelope and different things that we could say and do, and what would offend people and what not. And when you get down to it, it's great storytelling with great visual effects, and you feel like these people that you see going on these adventures really care about each other, and I think it's just great family watchable fare, And we never take ourselves very seriously. I mean, we understand that we're not curing diseases. We're just an hour of escapism, and that's as seriously as we take it. I mean, we really enjoy what we do, and we really feel fortunate to be able to do it. And we understand how lucky we are and fortunate, and it's I think that's a large part of the success.
Now, Ben, this one may be more towards you because of your association with Farscape, but I remember with that you know, the shows were praised by critics and saying, you know, these are some really good, solid shows, and yet, you know, the Academy of Television and Sciences never really gave you guys your due. You know, never got a nomination for, like, Best Drama or, you know, Best Actor or Actress. Is that just kind of a stereotype in Hollywood that if it's a sci-fi show, we're not going to really take it that seriously?
Well, I think if you look at the shows which are coming through the networks now, you're starting to see sci-fi or science fiction, if you want to give it its proper label, taken more seriously. But as Chris stated clearly before, we weren't, or Stargate doesn't take itself too seriously. Perhaps it's asking too much to turn to the critics and say, no, but you have to take us serious. The thing about Stargate is it is terribly well done. The cast and crew have a wonderful time working on it. When I went to Canada, it was just a lot of fun doing the show. And that's a rare event in anybody's work where you go in and you're laughing all the day and you're joking. So, look, you know, being taken seriously, it would be nice. It would be nice to have some awards or some recognition. But more importantly is the fans' reaction to your work, to the audience's response to what it is you're producing. And a show like Stargate, or any show, doesn't stay on the air for 10 years unless the work is good. And that's a credit to the people who were doing the show for 8 years long before I ever arrived and killed it in 2. Right?
Yeah, it was a quick, painless death.
I don't know. 2 years may have seemed short to you, but to me it was a long time coming.
Guys, could you do me a favor, and can each of you tell me, like, either a specific, like, episode or something memorable that you guys have from working on the series?
Oh, good Lord, man.
Well, you know, there's 200 some odd episodes to choose from, so to encapsulate one is very difficult. You wanna take it?
I remember the episode where Christopher Judge was coated in Vaseline and stuck in a little sort of like test tube thing. That was one of my most memorable experiences, just to see him suffer like that.
Well, I think, the one I remember is when you fell from grace or the ascension or whatever. One of the times you came back from the dead, and you came back naked, and it was really cold that morning. You look like Stewie from Family Guy.
Actually, it wasn't that cold. It's a story I told people.
Yeah, my favorite was the first episode where we went through the gate and we were frosted. No, wait, I was unemployed. I wasn't there.
All right, guys, I have one final question for you, and I got to say this has been real fun today. I knew when I saw this, it was like I got to grab this because this interview was going to be great. What was it like when the writers from Late Night with Conan O'Brien came on and wanted to do skits with you guys?
I got to kill him. I got to kill Pierre Bernard. I think that's the one.
Yeah, I didn't like him because the whole genesis of that project was how he thought my character was better off dead and shouldn't be back on the show. So I actually got to kill him too in a different episode. Yeah.
I'm not even a letter writer, and when I saw that episode where the Recliner of Rage, was it? And he talked about that, I actually wrote a kudos letter to him. I thought it was fantastic, and I thought the show was better off without Daniel Jackson. I don't know.
Whatever, Vaseline boy.
What, Stewie? Giggity.
These are registered trademarks.
Yeah,
This is great. This is awesome. I'm going to definitely put this as one of my favorites of all time.
Hey, Avi.
Thank you so much.
Avi,
thank you,
Avi.
Some more movies.
All right.
Keep doing this over and over
Appreciate
again.
Hey, thank you, Avi.